Hello everyone. Today we are going to see how to run virtual machines like Ubuntu, Windows, or Kali operating systems on Mac M1 chip. So before starting this, we'll see whether this is a M1 chip or not. So you can see here it's an M1 chip. So generally, before this M1 chip, Apple was using Intel-based chips, but now they have migrated to their own M1 silicon chip. So you can see here like how to install. I have searched like how to install the VirtualBox M1. So they said VirtualBox doesn't support on the Apple silicon chip because generally VirtualBox will run on a Intel based architecture, but since this M1 is not based on, M1 is not Intel architecture, so VirtualBox cannot run on this Mac M1. So I have tried it, but let me show you like what is the error that we are going to face. So here I have a VirtualBox image and I have already installed it. Okay, so let me search for the VirtualBox. Okay, so it's not there. Okay, let me install it. So double click on this icon and it will install. So you can see here, right? So unsupported hardware architecture detected. The installer has detected an unsupported architecture. VirtualBox only runs on AMD 64 architecture. So it's not an AMD 64. That's why we are not able to run the VirtualBox on M1. So that's why I just like tried like how to install how to run the other virtual machines on M1. So I went through some of the blogs and I saw there are two main apps that we can use. One is a UTM and another one is a Parallel. I see Parallel is not free, so most of the blogs suggested UTM. So I have downloaded the UTM image and you can see it here. So I downloaded it already and I have downloaded the ISO file for Ubuntu. So that also you can see here, Ubuntu from the official Ubuntu website. So I can show you from where I have downloaded it. So here you can see, yeah, so this from here I have downloaded it. Okay, so let's get started with how to uh, run Ubuntu on Mac M1. So once the installation is done for the UTM, so what you need to do is you need to select a creative new virtual machine. I don't I don't want to run through virtualization because they said, but visualize faster, but can only run the native CPU architecture. I assume we are not going to use the native CPU architecture. It's like we are running the AMD 64 here, so we need to emulate and operating system that we are going to select is Linux because Ubuntu is Linux based operating system, and we have the ISO file. So we are going to select the ISO file. Okay, then we will be we don't want to we don't change anything here, so it will be yeah, it will be x86 64 architecture, and we are not going to change anything here also. And the memory, so this is currently I have 8 GB, but yeah, currently I have 8 GB, so I don't want to allocate 8 GB there. I will allocate 2 GB here. So the maximum number of CPU cores that I have, I'm not sure. Enable hardware OpenGCL acceleration, but initially it has a 4. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Okay, so I will select with 4, and the size of the drive where data will be stored. For this, I will be allocating 64 GB. Okay, that's fine. So shared directory, I don't want to create any shared directory because it's just we are going to show how to install and use it. So I will be deleting the virtual machine once the installation is successful. Okay, So this is the allocation that we have done. Okay, so then we will be saving it. And what we need to do, I mean, we can change the name here, and we can increase the RAM size here. uh, Display full graphics, it will be enabled by default. Yeah, I mean, we don't need to change anything here, but if you check here the drives, currently it's like this ISO image, it's like a booting order that the virtual machine will follow. So currently we have ISO like here, so then this is the IDE, and we will be saving as it is, and we will be running the Linux. I mean, we need to do the installation for the Ubuntu. Yeah, so it's checking the disks. We don't want to skip anything, and yeah, so let's see. I mean, I didn't try installing a UTM previously on other Macs, but since it has M1, we don't support VirtualBox, so I'm just giving it a try with UTM. I hope this UTM application will be smoother for the installation. Let's see how it goes. Okay. Um, so actually, this is my friend's laptop. So currently, I mean, I don't have any M1 chip, but some of the viewers asked us to put a video on how to install virtual machines on the Mac M1. So that's the reason I have requested my friend to provide the laptop for a few days to do the video for the viewers. So it is loading the ISO image file. I see it is, this UTM is too slow. Maybe I will put an another video on parallels. If let's see how we can try it over there. But this video is completely based on UTM app. I guess it will ask for the installation of the Ubuntu, or we can give it a try with the live Ubuntu as well. So this is a general procedure, like when we have the ISO image in the bootable device. I'm not sure why it is too slow, because whether I have allocated a 2 GB of RAM, or else the UTM application is too slow. Okay, so currently we are installing Ubuntu 12.0, sorry, 20.04, which is focal fossa, and earlier like we had 18.04, which is Bionic Beaver. Uh, yeah, I'm just giving the information. So let's see. Five. So it's popping up with the information whether you wanna install Ubuntu or not. So I said, right, we have two options. So whether you want to try Ubuntu like live USB kind of thing, and the other one is install Ubuntu. So we are going to install Ubuntu. Okay, so keyboard layout, US. We have still 5 more options to select. And I will be doing a minimal installation. If I mean, this is just for the purpose that how to install Ubuntu. I'm not going to use this, so I will be doing a minimal installation, and I don't want to download any updates or install any third-party softwares. So if you want to use this, I mean Ubuntu in your virtual machines, sorry, in your UTM, so you can directly select this normal installation, and you can select this updates option and install third-party software graphics, whatever you want. So I will be currently doing the minimal installation, which is basic web browser and basic utilities. Okay, so installation type, we will be erasing the entire disk that we have allocated. I mean, it's like a virtual disk, so it doesn't affect your Mac files and all. So we'll be doing I mean, wiping out this virtual disk, and we will be doing the installation. So bear with me. So it's too slow. I don't know what's the problem, whether this is due to the Mac or with the UTM. I'm not sure. Okay, so I'm installing. I selected the install now option. So we'll be selecting the continue option. And where are you? So I'm in India. So continue. So it's asking the details. So I'm just giving the name and the login user details and the password here. Okay. So it is installing the required files. I assume it may take at least half an hour or more. I'm not sure. Let's see. So generally, I mean, I tried installing using the full installation procedure instead of selecting the minimal installation. So it was taking around more than an hour. So seems like with minimal installation, we will be installing the minimal files and whatever the required files that is needed to run the Ubuntu software. So I assume that's the reason it's installing the files are very fast. It not to I don't know why it is still there, and I have two cursors. Nice. Okay, so it's speeded up now, I guess. So I hope we are not stuck in this same location. Yeah. So it's now installing the system. So it has copied. I hope it has copied the files from the ISO and it copied it to the virtual drive that we have allocated. So now it's going to install it. So it has copied the files and creating the user that we have given in the during the installation procedure, and it will allocate those. So it's almost installed the required packages, and it is I don't know what is it's removing. So it will be almost done in maybe 10 to 15 minutes. Hmm. Okay, so you can see the installation is complete. You need to restart the computer in order to use this installation. Okay, so what we can do is we can select the restart now option button. So mostly what we need to do is after the installation is completed, generally if you are doing it in a real machine, I mean instead of doing going over the virtual box, we need to change the boot order. So like in a real device, what we'll do is like we'll have the ISO in the USB drive, so we'll be inserting it into our machine, and we will be changing the boot order to boot the USB drive first. So it will pick up the installation procedure. Then once the installation is completed, we need to remove the USB drive so that it can boot into the original I mean Ubuntu machine where we have installed. Okay, so yeah, I mean we have given the restart option, but let's see where it is going to boot up, whether it's going to boot up the ISO image or the real Ubuntu machine that we have installed. Please remove the installation medium, then press enter. Okay, so I mean I'm not installing the medium because I don't have anything here, but I will tell you later. Now I'm just giving the enter button. Let's see where it goes. Okay, so it is booting up. So you can see the option, right? It is going over the installation procedure, which we have done already. So now I'm going to exit this. Okay, it may goes for the corruption. Okay, that's fine. So what we need to do now? Okay, so let me close this Linux and let me open this UTM. So what we need to do is we'll be going over the settings.
and here we have the drive, right? So this is the boot order that it is following. So I'm just moving down so that it will go over this id drive and EFI variables. So I'm just going to save it, then run the virtual machine. So initially itself you can see the difference between the prints. So now we are going to log in. So this is the difference, like you need to remove the sequence. Like initially we had the USB drive, so that boot order we need to change. Okay, so I'm just going to log into the machine. I don't know, the machine is damn slow. Whether this is the behavior with the 20.0 Ubuntu OS, or the Mac system, or it is due to the system requirements that I have given, I'm not sure. Okay, so just we now logged in. I'm just going to skip everything. Yep. So I'm just going to open the terminal, and I'm not going to do anything. So this is how we can use the virtual machines, or like yeah, Ubuntu or Kali Linux or Windows machine, whatever you want. You can do it this way. Yeah, so we opened up the terminal, and we can. I just now saw the user document that Python will not be there, because the Python that we are referring will be generally slash user bin Python, that is Python 2. So we need to use Python 3 only, because Python 2.7 is not part of this 20.0 version. Okay, so thank you guys. See you in the next video.